Oh, well, this is the second time I had to do this video because the first time was a little heated. I figured, well, I better back off a little and get, add a little sugar with the spice, whatever. But word is your bond is the theme here. And man, when you think about word is your bond, that means your word is truth. Your word is true. Your word is reliable. You are trustworthy. Okay? Your word is your bond. No need for a contract, any of that kind of stuff. And you don't see that anymore. It's disturbing. It's really, really disturbing. And it permeates society. And I made the comparison about, the phone thing when the first time I did the video. Well, I guess I better do it again right this time. But the phone thing, that's just a small part of it. Okay. And that's like when you call somebody and they say they're gonna call you back and they don't. And it could be important. And what if they consider you a friend or you consider them a friend and the call doesn't come back and you think, wow, what's going on? And what if you're the person on the other end receiving the call and you don't call them back and they could have been like grasping at the friggin' curtains going down in flames or something and you didn't help them? It's nuts. Your word is your bond, and your word means being there for people. And that's just one symptom. The phone thing, man, it's laughable. It really is, and it happens in the business world, and it happens all over, and you get these recordings that go on endless, and then you get this horrible music. Oh, God. Stake me down and torture me. Muzak. Oh, man, these people that do this, I mean, now I usually speak on things that happen to me, and yes, this happened to me. It's happened to me several times. It happens to everybody. It's sad. Yeah, I'll call you right back, or I'll get back to you on that, or anytime you need help, or I'm in there, or I'm down with that, man. And then later on, it's like who, what, when, where, how. Or they never get back to you. It's sad. Obviously, these people don't have any kind of moral compass in there somewhere. But it's a symptom of society as a whole not trusting one another. Just like when you go in to rent a car or an apartment or something like that, or whatever you do, it's all about credit now. It's not about your word is your bond. Man, in the old days, you could walk into any motel meaning something off the road, motor, and say, here, look, I want a room. Okay, 25 bucks, boom, 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 sign here. What's your license plate number? And then you're in there, man. Or wherever, even when you went to rent a house, hey, yeah, this is nice, okay, boom. None of this, like, we have to shine light where it's dark. We have to, oh man, I want to say it. We have to look up the kazoo. Is that a nice way of saying it? We have to shine light in your eyes. We have to. Why don't you walk across that bed of hot coals over there first? It's bad. And it's a sign of the corporate control and the breakdown of society as a whole. People, you got to get this, please. Don't make me waste my breath. I haven't been able to upload videos lately, and there's always been some kind of glitch or problem or something, and it's like Great Spirit saying, don't say the same thing over again or something. This needs to be heard. Okay. And I'm not, I find it's better to just go out and talk to the person on the street and get a conversation going, because they understand, okay? They understand. There's a homeless guy lives next door over here. Well, I don't know if he lives there, but he has a garden there that he takes care of every day, and he knows he's next to nature, and he'll survive where everybody else will die when the shit hits the fan. Because he knows about everything. He's got his pulse on everything. And they dare talk down on the homeless people. Excuse me? They're going to live. They live next to the earth. They know how. Your word is your bond. That is not any longer in existence. Period. End of story. It's not in existence any longer. People say, yeah, we're going to call you back, or we're going to do this, or you get a recording, or people make promises they don't keep. Even your family. And it's just a way of thinking. It's like being a robot. Hello? And you carry this iPhone around. I just got one for business. Oh my God, that thing is horrible. It's like carrying a computer around. I mean, I got a computer, that's fine, but carry one around in your pocket with an eye in it? Anyway, give me back my flip phone now. Oh, give me back the dial phone with no answering machine, please. Remember those days, man? No, you don't, because Thunder's got a little few gray hairs here and there. Doesn't mean he's brain dead or anything. Quite the opposite, actually. I can talk about anything and feel comfortable about it. Sex, anything. Everybody else is like, oh my God. That's a saying now. Oh my God. OMG. That's like text. That like half of that stuff comes from gangs. Got news for you. Cuz this and cuz that. And LMAO, laugh my ass off, and all that stuff. LOL, laugh. Oh, I just put laughs in there, man. Got to get a little creative. Seriously, I call people up and they're like, and the funny part about it is they'll be right on my wavelength. It'll seem like maybe this isn't their fault. Because when our energy hooks up, it's like, yeah, it's good. And then when they wander off into the great unknown, other forces take over. And who knows what those could be. You notice I have my hat on today. This is one of my favorite hats. Had it for like, 30 years or something? Does it look worn a little bit? Some people aren't even that old, and I got a hat that's like, oh my God. Anyway. That's how you know you're real. It's bad out there, people. It's a stacked deck, basically. Stacked deck. Can we say that? It needs to be reshuffled. Okay, the deck needs to be reshuffled. Not stacked anymore. Not stacked against you, aces and eights. No, that's a dead man saying, isn't it? It's a stacked deck, people. And it doesn't matter about money anymore. You can have money in the bank. You ain't going to make any interest off that money. You think you are? You used to be able to in the old days. Yeah, I can put like $100 in the bank and it'll gain interest. Not anymore. They use that money for land deals and everything else. 90% of it. Try getting it back in one big thing if you put 300 grand in or something. You ain't going to get it back. Not right away. You might get it back. Man, I'm finding the whole system is I'm kind of a lone wolf in a way. You know, I'm a loner, okay? And when you're a loner, you kind of look at things. Because what else do you have to do? That's another story. I'm open to that. But when you're a loner, man, it's like being a warrior. I mean, it is a warrior. You're a warrior of life, you know. You don't depend on friends. You don't depend on, and there's no friends anyway, really. They'll use you in a minute. Most of them. Sorry to say, that's the truth. Oh, that's not real? Well, shoot. Sorry. It is real, you know. Husbands use wives, wives use husbands, they have affairs. Oh, man, come on, get real. So do you think friends are going to remain loyal? If they do, they're really a friend. If they call you back when they say they're going to call you back, if they say, I'm going to be there Saturday at 2 o'clock and they never show up, man, what happened? They get hit by a train or something? And when you want to, you know, when you want to participate in society, like I'm experiencing that now with the Campfire Council, with the corporate thing and the papers and this and that and to make this all legal so you guys can come in and this can all be fun and we can get out of the cities and all this great concept of re-education and getting into what I'm talking about right now. Word is your bond type thing. Truth. Nobody wants to hear that anymore. That's not a good sell. And so I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. Thunder could pull his great disappearing act, which he has basically disappeared anyway. You don't know me. All you know is that I care about that kind of stuff. I'm loyal. Just like a little puppy dog. Woof, woof. I'm loyal. Trust me. Man, if you only knew. Okay? And people are out there. I mean, this whole thing is like, it's insane. It's chaotic. I asked the homeless guy today, do you feel like there's chaos around? He goes, oh, yeah. Smart. I always get feedback, and it doesn't have to be from a CEO or a new age guy. No, I go right down to where, shouldn't even say down, man. They know more than the average person. And then there's the people on the res that people just ignore. And there's gangs there too, man. That's taken over the culture boom. It's just a microcosm, macrocosm, microcosm thing. They don't fit in. They never did. So on the res, you know, it's cool to be in a gang now. Now you fit in. Now you have your own gang. Well, good. Turn it into a tribal warrior raid. Oh, man. 'Cause. Oh, and that new iPhone. I mean, you know, I did confess earlier, didn't I, that I got an iPhone? Oh, that thing. The lingo, the texting, oh. Man, I'm a writer, okay? And that's rather the way they'd rather get, they don't want to be bothered with talking to you. They just want dumb little messages. What's up? Stuff like that. Now, did you hear that right now? And it went on by itself. That was my phone. That means I got an email. That means that they're watching me. I don't know if I like this. Can we get back to nature? Trees, streams, running water, rivers, thunderstorms, boom, the rain. Yeah, baby. I make these videos for people sometimes that piss me off, you know, and then I think, well, you know, there's a way around that. I mean, of course there is. I mean, if there wasn't, you'd be dead. You don't want to take it personally. It's just something that happens to everybody. You know, you got to be like mind like water, okay? Mushin, okay? Mind like water. Think about that, like a still pond. Mushin. Mushin. Chinese, Taoist. Calm. You know, like there's a boulder in the stream and the water flows around it. It doesn't try to move it, although it might undermine it. And move it a little, bit at a time. That's life. That's how you got to work it. It's a rude awakening, but it's like when there's roadblocks everywhere, you just got to be like water. It's an old strategy. It's a martial arts thought. Okay. You can be that way, even in their own game. Okay. They're nothing but robots, and they go by a specific script. Well, if you're real, you know all about that script, and you know. There's ways to get around things. They're called loopholes, manipulation. Isn't that fun? That's why I want somebody that's a PR person. They can do it. You're the bad guy. It's just an act, though. These people go home and they have the same lives everybody else does. It's just when they're at work, they're assholes. You know, they're paid to be an asshole. Okay. They're supposed to be paid to be customer service now. That used to mean a different thing. Back in the old days, the Texaco station, remember those? No, you don't. Well, maybe you do. Why else would you be watching me? What do I have to offer? Anyway, customer service at the Texaco station. Can I wipe your windows, sir? Can I check your oil? This was all included. Can I pump the gas in your car? That was included in the price of the gas, which was real low. Customer service, there's another lost term. The customer's always right. And then when you felt like you were right and they made you feel right, guess what? You wanted to go back into that place because it felt good. But see now, since they're farming all the jobs out to other countries, and the small businesses are going down, and everything's going down, and the prices are going up high. Can we say civil unrest? Civil unrest. Wow, it happens in every other nation. I wonder why it hasn't happened here yet. God, we're kind of overdue, huh? It's been a long time since the Civil War. And think about that war. That war killed more people than all three wars put together, the Korean and the World War I and II. And you're like, what? Really? Yeah, really. We want to have another one of those? We might. Only it'll be every man's hand against his brother, just like the Bible says. How do I know? The Bible tells me so. Too bad you don't live by it. Oh, man. Your word is your bond. I mean, you know. Well, the Bible was right about that. God hates a liar, right? God hates a liar. So you better not pout. You better not cry, 'cause God's watching you, and I'm telling you why. Sing my little church hymn today. Hooray. No. No. Is he making fun of churches? No, I'm not. I'm just having fun. Okay, so Something to think about, isn't it? Taking up on that loner thing, though. When you're alone, you see what, and you kind of like become a recluse and you just like back off everything, relationships, everything, and then you look at them and you just go, wow. I mean, when you come back out into reality, when the sun shines on everything and you've had time to think, ponder, meditate, get a different perspective, whatever, you come back out and go, wow. And why? Because things are different. The corporate structure's tentacles have moved in for the kill. Okay? Mind like water, let it just brush off your back like water off a duck's back. A black duck. Meanwhile, well, what's that saying about Rome? Nero fiddled while Rome burned or something. Yeah, they're kind of, these people that call themselves leaders, I mean, they're like, excuse me. Water does wondrous things, actually. You know, if you talk to water in a loving way, it changes its molecular structure. That's true. Okay, so where was I? I was thinking, what was I singing? Hey, I heard Ray Charles sing, what was he singing? America the Beautiful. Wow, he did a great job. Too bad it ain't like that, but man, what soul, huh? Ray Charles, whew, the man. I kind of like his other stuff too, like See the Girl with the Red Dress On. That's kind of nice too, yeah. And Georgia on My Mind. Oh, anyway. Can we get real again, people? I mean, can we really get real? That's the question. If you want to get real, just join up with me. If you don't, then bye. Campfire Council. The link's up there and all this stuff. But, you know, we should all, it's in my head, really. Campfire Council's in my head. It's a state of mind. That's what I'm trying to get across. State of mind. Campfire Council. State of mind. Not an actual organization. Sure, it exists, but it's a state of mind. You care less about all the mechanical crap. Do you get that? I hope you do. And I've gotten donations and volunteers. Well, not volunteers. People aren't ready for that, but I've got donations. They like to buy people off. No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate every one I get. Come on, Thunder can have some fun, can he? There goes all my donations. Oh, well. See, I'm truthful. That's what you like about me. I'm truthful. I'm not, you know, my word is my bond. And I speak truth and people don't like it and I get into trouble and I say things I shouldn't and I cuss and I'm just such a naughty, naughty person. Probably comes from my childhood, you know. I got into all kinds of trouble. No, don't even ask. I'm a good little boy. Anyway, I don't want to give up on you people about this word is my bond thing, but doesn't look too good. I don't know. I'm going to continue forging ahead. That's what I'm going to do. Only, see, life presents you with obstacles, just like the boulder in the stream. It's an obstacle, but you flow around it. You flow around it. You flow around that obstacle when you use compassion and you back off, like the I Ching says, to back off sometimes. Now, thunder might just back off on out of here. Thunder's disappearing act. No. But you never know. I might just get sick of the small shit, you know? I just hope that everybody realizes the condition that the world's in, and I hope that they realize that nobody's telling them the truth anymore, hardly anybody, and I hope they realize that your word is your bond, and if your word isn't your bond, you're a liar. And the whole world's permeated with lies. Okay? Period. End of story. And if you can live with that, then live with it or die with it. One of the two. Because you might think you're living now, but it's already... When stuff like that starts permeating your societies, if you look at the original societies, then you had tribal societies. Compare the two. Living next to the land. Not perfect, but in pristine nature and living in one with it. Or what we have today, concrete jungles. And they are jungles. And they got bad guys, and they got gangs, and they got animals, and the animals are people. Check out Campfire Council. Links are down below and up above. And if you feel like, you know, becoming a part of it, great. Love to have you. But let's get into that mindset of your word is your bond, okay? And that's important. Peace unto you.